Well, Growers Edge, I think, has made us more money by allowing me to survey the local bids that I'm in the area that I want to sell my grain. The local elevators and the ethanol plants know that this information is out there, so they've got to be competitive if they want to get the grain. You know, we've been able to maximize our return on our farm.
Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. It's Tuesday, October 29th, 2013. I'm Logan Burgess. To my right here is Brock Shimano to help break down the action that we saw in a grain market that bounced back a little bit here today, particularly for soybeans. Let's take a look at where the market closed here. We were up 1.5 pennies on December corn, 7 3/4 on November beans, and a very quiet trade day in the wheat complex, up 1/4 penny in Chicago. Kansas City wheat moving a penny higher. Brock, the story though kind of remained the soybean market. Yesterday we saw some very sharp selling across the soybean complex. Soybean meal, that November contract, both trading sharply lower. Had a little bit of a turnaround Tuesday today.
Yeah, we did have a nice positive day here today. I think the talk of the trade was that soybeans was a little bit oversold yesterday. Yeah. We saw funds come back in today and buy about 3,000 contracts. So that put a little bit of a bid on the market. Yeah. And we also saw that crop progress yesterday was a little bit behind on the harvest progress than what was originally anticipated. So I think that put a little bit of bid underneath the market as well. You know, talking technically, if we look at the November daily contract here, or daily chart, you can see that we do have that 200-day moving average, which is the red line. That provided a little bit of support here today. But below that, we have the top end of that channel that we've been trading in as well over the greater part of the last year or so. Yeah. That's right around the 1250 area. So between where we're trading now and 1250, I think we will get a little bit of support. But I'm looking at the top side potential right now at about $13, unless, of course, we get some sort of weather scare out of South America. Right. You know, longer term, I'm looking for the range to be $12.50 to $13 in soybeans.
Yeah, you know, corn seems to be a little bit of a different story right now. We know that yesterday was with the selling that we saw there. It certainly was a pretty bearish technical indicator. Take a look here at the daily chart for that December 13 corn contract. And you can see today we made up a little bit of that ground. A key area for this contract is right around 432. And if we get another firm close below that, it's going to be confirmation that we're ready to go another leg lower. This week we could find some support by a couple factors. First of which is going to be the EIA ethanol numbers out tomorrow. We'd expect another strong production number there. We know the ethanol crush margin remains around 280, 290 right now, which is good in terms of giving those ethanol facilities incentive to crush corn. So expect another good number there. And then additionally, we have what could be a pretty big slowdown in harvested pace over the next 2 days, with 1 to 2 inches of rain expected across much of the grain belt. You know, bottom line though, Brock, we've seen a lot of demand side numbers come into this corn market that you'd think would be a little bit supportive, but the market really seems to be kind of in the camp right now that we have a very large crop coming out of the fields, a little bit better than expected yield out of this crop, and so conversely we're going to need some really large demand numbers to really prop things up. It still seems like, in my mind right now, the bears are in control of this corn market. Wouldn't be surprised if eventually we could make another run here at 4.
You know, I'm right in the same camp with you, Logan. I think most of the potential is the downside in the corn market. Any rally that we do see, I think it's going to be short-lived. So if you do want to make some sales, I would look at those as opportunities to make some sales. But let's go ahead and let's take a look at the wheat contract as well. You know, this is at times over the last few weeks has been the leader in the marketplace. But recently we've fallen off here a little bit from recent highs. You know, I'm looking at this contract. We do have the 100-day moving average right in the 675 area. That should provide a little bit of support. We did see that hold here today. And near-term lows right now are at 680, and we did get back above that today. So I look for that to hold as well. You know, I'm still looking at top side potential about $7 should be the top side there. Something we will have to pay attention to moving forward is Egypt. Mentioned yesterday that they will be issuing a tender in the next 2 to 4 weeks to secure supplies out to the end of March. Currently, they have enough supplies to last till mid-February, so they're looking for about another 6 weeks of supplies. Yeah. We know recently we have been losing most of those tenders to the Black Sea region, so we'll have to see if we are competitive here on the world market.
Yeah, you know, one thing just to add on to it that's been weighing on grains a little bit and is very important for that competitiveness of U.S. wheat is the dollar index. We saw that bounce again a little bit higher here once again today, so that's just one more thing that's been kind of a negative pressure on this grain market and commodity markets as a whole, it seems like, here in recent weeks. But bottom line, we're going to have to wait to see what we get tomorrow out from the EIA. And then Thursday, as we've been talking about, that should be a pretty big day for export sales report. Like we've said, we're going to be getting 3 backlogged weeks worth of export sales on Thursday, so that certainly could be a big driver of the market. We'll see how much the Chinese were in the U.S. grain market during the government shutdown on Thursday, and certainly I think that there's some soybean and corn bulls that are kind of looking for some big numbers there. We'll have to see what's reported. Bottom line, though, that's what we saw here in the grain market for a Tuesday, a day that saw a little bit of strength here from soybeans. We'll see if some numbers can come out tomorrow from EIA to help corn out. Thanks a lot for joining us. We'll see you then.